In Toronto, you could get it done.
Yeah, but
in Alabama, little tougher.
yeah,
You know, or you know, I set things up for guys, and they're like, "Oh no, just go to the CVS." No, you cannot go to the CVS because it's not the approved.
oh
test.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Because CVS just, does it in the back room for 50 bucks. No, we got to pay 250 for it to go to a lab.
yeah.
And, guys are all smarter, right? They're like, oh, no, I'll just do it here. Oh, and now you don't get to get on your plane.
That's right.
And there goes $4,000.
What was the route? Like, I guess players are coming from all over the place, so...
First time we brought them all to Burlington, did all the testing in Ontario, and then sent them down. But that was very costly to get them into Canada and such.
Yeah.
So instead, second time we did camp in Nicaragua.
Oh, okay.
So I had to find testing in Alabama, Ohio, New York, Baltimore.
Oh my gosh.
Halifax, Edmonton, Saskatchewan, and Ontario.
And then guys are like, it's not like Managua is going to be an easy place to get to. So you're where like, what's the easiest place? Somewhere in like Houston? Would you get out of there maybe?
Yeah, like that was the easiest. But that was the thing. Then you had to ask guys to drive from Alabama to, you know what I mean?
Right. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the floor. The teams for tonight's game, Cangrejeros and the Edmonton Stingers.
This is so funny. I had this timed out.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Cangrejeros to the floor. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the home team, the Edmonton Stingers.
Late arriving crowd?
Yeah, a little bit. What are we here? Half hour out? Time is it?
About 20.
Oh no, we're only 20 or 10 after.
This is Edmonton? No, that's Junior.
Yeah, it's...
This is Cangrejeros bench, isn't it? This is Cangrejeros bench, right? This is Cangrejeros' bench? Okay, I just told them to put their shit down there. Okay.
And his Tom, last name is Tom. Just make sure I have that right.
Tom, yes.
Yeah, okay. I was 99% sure, but I thought I better ask.
Yep.
I know I'd heard it before hearing you call from the other games, but just wanted to...
Junior.
guys have any extra scripts with the production?
No.
No.
It's going to be an ugly show if we don't have them. We can't coordinate with anybody with sound is going on. Could you guys point me in the direction of who I can ask for extra scripts?
You would have to go in the back, so through that tunnel to the right. Yeah.
Thanks, boss.
Are we on at 10 on the game clock? It's not on here. I meant to ask, forgot to ask Jamie that one.
I'm not 100% sure. Can you just talk to me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay,
yeah.
I can hear you.
So
Okay.
yeah.
It's just when the talk back.
Oh, okay.
Folks, tonight we want to thank our Basketball for All community partners who, through their generous donation, have made tickets available to the kids up front and the Calgary Minor Basketball Association.
But the beauty is, yeah, but we're going to... Go ahead. Yeah, and listen, I always say, like, you want perfect, but you've had much worse, right? No. Everything else, look at that. I told you.
So weird after calling 4 games from somewhere else to actually be now here and watching them.
Watch it, yeah. Yeah, somehow it's not the same doing it off a monitor.
Yeah. No, I'm glad I'm with you, man. I'm glad we made the switch over so I can be analyst. And so I know you're comfortable doing what you're doing type thing. So again, anytime you need to lean on me just to like blab,
Okay.
just hit
Let's
me
do
and
it.
go. You know what I mean? You need
Sweet.
to have a drink of water, you know what I mean? Hit top, I'll do whatever needs to be done, all right?
Sounds like a plan, and same back to you if you need.
Yeah, if I put the headset down, just walk away, you just go on your
Just
own.
keep going.
Sorry, I have to go take care of something. Doctor needs me.
That's right. Well, it's been a while since I've done a game by myself, but it's been done.
Oh, I know, I've been there. Been there.
I don't mind it, actually. It was just hard doing like U-Sport ones where you're doing 2 in a night by
Yes.
yourself. That
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't love, but doing one's fine.
You have to follow with the, dead air is not that bad. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah, no,
sometimes you
totally.
just have to pick your spots.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
But I remember young guys underneath me like, oh, I know dead air. It's like, no, nobody wants to hear you talk the entire time, dude. Like, no offense, but
Yeah, I'm far from that smart to be talking for
Exactly.
by myself for that long.
nobody can do that.
Fans, welcome to Winsport Arena at the Market McPhail Center here in Calgary. Tonight, the Edmonton Stingers of the CEBL take on the Cangrejeros in Basketball Champions League of America's competition. We're excited to welcome you to the first night of basketball here. It's sure to be a party.
Yeah? Okay. You
What's
can
up?
take that down if you want.
Down there.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I'm going to try to go with it. I'm going to do my best with it on, but I know he was in. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, yeah, you get to play a game.
Hey, Andres. See you too, man. Trying to think how tall Benito Santiago was himself as a catcher. I'm thinking 6'3" is a good size for a catcher, but
Yeah, I just remember he had the leg out, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he used to do
yeah.
the old school.
yeah. In those old brown Padres uniforms.
Yeah. Oh, all the jersey numbers are off on the board.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they got them up, which, as of 2 hours ago, wasn't going to happen. So
So the names, So the names are up. That's good.
Yeah, those are not even close.
No.
Fans, please give a warm welcome to the Calgary Stampede Band of Outsiders Band.
Just so we're aware.
Okay.
Benito, a los cuatro. A los cuatro acá. A los cuatro. A los cuatro.
One thing I forgot to ask, so Cangrejeros didn't win the league. How did they get named as the team that represented?
Stay that out. Keep that out.
No, I won't say it, but I was more for my own. Oh, okay.
It's all kinds
Yeah,
of.
yeah. So I know they came back, they folded, and they came back, and then
It's all over, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's as long as you have a competitive roster,
Then
it can
it's
be.
fine.
It can be. Because it's the same as in Europe. You can win, and then you don't have.
great
Yeah.
Nicaraguan titles, but Welcome inside the WinSport Arena in Calgary, Alberta, Canada for the FIBA Basketball Champions League Window 3. Tonight's matchup features Cangrejeros of Puerto Rico and the Canadian Elite Basketball League champion Edmonton Stingers. My name is Doug McLean, pleased to be joined by Jason Tom. And Jason,
an incredible rivalry between the two cities.
yeah, two cities that have deep sporting history of, how should I put this? Mild? No, of course not. Not mild angst between the two. So tonight, Calgary fans do become Stinger fans. And the other thing, Jason, you and I are talking before we got on the broadcast, that especially for Edmonton, lots of lineup changes throughout, as is natural in these kinds of tournaments, but getting some key players joining the squad here this week.
Yeah, just to outlay it for everybody, I mean, Cangrejeros and the rest of the teams in the Basketball Champions League Americas just finished up their regular season. So now they're building towards next season, which actually starts in mid-April. So they have a team that they've played together with the majority of the season. While the Stingers, as everybody knows, the Canadian Elite Basketball League plays in the summertime. It creates great opportunity for this league to get high-level Canadians. But as a result, this Stingers squad only has 2 original Stingers. You mentioned some of the players joining for this window. Jordan Baker, one of those original Stingers, former CEBL Canadian Player of the Year, 2-time CEBL champion, joins this team here in Alberta. And we'll go down the roster as we go along as you take a look. But this is a team that has 6 core guys that are back, but they've added in some much-needed pieces as well.
These two teams met up just over a week ago, March 5th, and it was a 93-55 loss for the Stingers to Cangrejeros in a game that, Jason, you called, and it was really Cangrejeros in control most of that night.
It was a great learning opportunity for the Stingers. They were playing in enemy territory in Nicaragua. The first 4 games of this group stage were all played in Nicaragua, and to a man, the majority of these players had not been in a game situation like that. So it was a great opportunity, great experience for them to be able to get. And now when you're talking about being able to come here to Calgary, it's an opportunity for the Calgary basketball community to show the world, show FIBA, and show Cangrejeros and Real Esteli what they can bring as well to make it a home court advantage.
And you bring up a really key point, because despite the fact that players on both sides have played professionally all over the world, you walk into an environment like you mentioned in Managua last week, it's just different. And how you adapt to that, how you adapt to temperature, I mean, it all played a role in how that game ultimately went in Cangrejeros' way.
To give you a difference here, I mean, it was a 31 degrees Celsius in Nicaragua. It was an 80% humidity in an arena that one side of it is open air. I mean, there's stories about the team getting to practice and having to sweep, pigeon poop off the ground in order to have practice. Meanwhile, you come to Calgary, and I made this joke earlier, I mean, this is a floor from Edmonton with nets from Niagara over top of a hockey rink in Calgary. So that goes to show two things. One, the different types of environment that Cangrejeros now comes in here. I mean, they're cold sitting on the bench over here. And then I think it shows the challenges that we still have here in Canada. 95% of our facilities of this size are hockey arenas. Right. So when in Edmonton, it actually is the one that's very lucky that it's not. So when it comes down to it, I mean, so much work has had to go into even having this event happen, and that's why we say making history. Because this hasn't happened because of the difficulties that go into making it happen. Making sure that all your FIBA regulations are connected. This is a tremendous amount of work behind the scenes, and the CEBL has been able to pull it off.
And yeah, and kudos to you and the whole CEBL team and the folks here in Calgary for making that happen. Paul D at the Expo Center in Edmonton, where the Stingers normally play, undergoing some renovations and some more to come down the road in a building that has turned out to be very nice for the Stingers in terms of the atmosphere they've created, and they're hoping that they see a little bit of that here tonight at Winsport in Calgary. We're about 3 minutes away from tip-off. I'm Doug McLean. He's Jason Tom. There you see the officials for tonight's game. The referee crew chief will be Benito Fornias, and the umpires Felipe Ibarra and Fernando Leite. The Stingers will be in their navy blue and yellow with white trim uniforms, and for Cangrejeros, they will be in predominantly orange with blue and white trim. Good crowd filtering in here to Winsport.
I feel like I'm back in Toronto, Doug. Late arriving crowd. But at the same Winsport, great facility, but is a little bit out on the edge, as they would say.
There you get a look at Edmonton Stingers head coach Jermaine Small. Took over from the University of Alberta head coach Barnaby Craddock, who stepped down as the initial Stingers head coach back in the summer of 2019. And ever since Small has taken over, it has been success for this Stingers program. As mentioned, two-time defending CEBL champion. And for Cangrejeros, some news on that front when we talk about coaching, in the fact that Larry Ayuso, who had coached them, was their coach through the first two windows, has now moved on. He's the head coach now of Parates de Quebradillas, and a new gentleman, Ivan Rios, will take over his first game here as head coach today.
Yeah, I mean, there's changes all the time. Everybody who knows international basketball knows all the different little intricacies that go on, opportunities pop up elsewhere, and I think, this we've seen in the CEBL as well, is that teams will never hold players and coaches back from getting an opportunity to take a step up in competition, a step up in pay sometimes. But really, this Cangrejeros team has been together. I mean, this is a family. It doesn't matter, who's at the helm. They're all going to play for the name on the front, and at the same time, in a lot of ways, the name on the back. These are families that come from basketball history that goes back years, some decades, and they want to make sure that they continue to play with that pride. And that is something that I think, honestly, is still being built in Canada. The pride to play for Canada, not only on the national team, because this now is something new. And you saw Junior Cadogan walk through your screen right there. That is somebody who sees this as an opportunity to play for Canada. Doesn't matter if it says Edmonton Stingers or anything on the front, you are representing your nation on the international stage. And that's exactly what we're seeing here tonight. And I could not be more excited for once again to be a part of Canadian basketball history alongside you, Doug.
Likewise, Jason, it's great to be here. Starting lineups for the Stingers. They'll go with number 1, Alex Campbell. Number 8, Jordan Baker. 20, Travis Daniels. 23, Jamal Jones, and 32, Stucky Mosley. For Cangrejeros, it'll be Ramon Clemente, Angel Rodriguez, 22, Isaac Sosa, 24, Emmanuel Andahar, and 41, Devon Jefferson. And Cangrejeros, after the tip, will take possession under their own rim, and we are underway here at Winsport in Calgary. Doug McLean, Jason Tom. As window 3 of the FIBA Basketball Champions League Americas is underway. Jefferson, a little fadeaway, but he's going to get hit by Travis Daniels. And just 21 seconds in, Daniels will pick up his first foul.
An interesting starting 5 here put out by head coach Jermaine Small, and I see the reason for it really is matching up, right? Here's an opportunity, and again, it's to be able to throw a curveball the way of Cangrejeros. They are used to seeing Chad Posthumous in the middle. So now you're throwing not only one brand new player in Travis Daniels as the man in the middle and Jordan Baker. So this is a chess match by head coach Jermaine Small, but I don't think it will be too long before they will eventually, get Chad out there.
Jefferson, a 79% free throw shooter, makes 1 of 2, and now here's Travis Daniels, used to wearing this Edmonton Stingers uniform, and a triple goes down for Alex Campbell. Nice start for Edmonton.
Alex Campbell is the scorer for this Stingers team. That is a great sign early.
Baker on Andahar, and a right back at you, a triple for Isaac Sosa. Sosa 52% from the three-point line so far in the BCLAs. Baker hands it back to Jones. Jones down the middle, kicks it out. Baker open 3. That one a little strong. Rebound by Daniels. Gets bumped underneath. Baker comes up with the rebound. Jones has that pass tipped out of bounds, and it will remain Edmonton basketball.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Baker and Daniels know each other well, and we saw an awful lot of that through 2 seasons.
Of course, Travis Daniels spent last season in the CBL with Saskatchewan. Nice look inside as Stucky Mosley drops the jumper from inside the lane.
Government name is Kyler Stucky Mosley, but he goes by Stucky, and if he hits jumpers like that, we'll call him whatever he wants.
Andahar back to Clemente. Nice look inside, kick back out. Clemente for 3, that one short, but briefly kept in bounds, ends up in the hands of Baker, and he'll push it up the floor for Edmonton. Campbell, extra pass, gets it right back. Campbell a little strong on that 3 rebound. Cangrejeros. They'll slow things down. Sorry, Jason, what they do a lot of.
But Campbell could have took that first shot, took the extra pass, got the clean shot back, just couldn't get it to go down.
Turnover there for Cangrejeros, and back up the floor. Here is Campbell. Quickly inside, finds Mosley in the corner, and another one. Drop down. Stucky Mosley on fire early for Edmonton.
Yeah, he went the JUCO route before landing at James Madison. Still kind of starting out his pro career right now, but he brings something to the Stingers squad they have not had through the first 2 windows.
Orlando, Florida native. Here is Rodriguez, finds Jefferson. Now Rodriguez again as the shot clock winds down. That one short, Campbell board. Good pace to this one early. Daniels for 3 from Baker. That one off the rim and no good.
Good shot, Trav. Don't want you living out there for the rest of the game, my friend.
Sosa. That one will go off the foot of Jordan Baker. And Murphy Bernatowski about to check into the game for the first time for Edmonton. He'll replace Travis Daniels. There you get a look at Mosley knocking down that 3.
Yeah, 3 lefties on the Stingers squad, and 3 of them on the floor right now. That's a little wrinkle you can throw at this team that for a couple possessions is going to catch them off guard.
And Bernatowski, as he was trying to battle for that loose ball with Andahar, picks up the foul. That'll be the first team foul against Edmonton. Sorry, second on Edmonton, I should say. First on Bernatowski. Underhar finds Sosa. Sosa works his way right to the rim around Bernatowski. Nice take for Isaac Sosa.
Yeah, you don't want too many of those. You want to be able to deny them before they get the ball and get comfortable, and then if they get into the lane, you need that secondary help sitting there.
Baker baseline stopped by Jefferson. Nice spin back. Kicks it out. Jamal Jones for three. That one off the front iron and into the hands of Sosa. Sosa guarded by Campbell. Now Devon Jefferson, Jordan Baker on him. Sosa steps out, 8 on the shot clock. Jefferson loses the handle with Baker on him. Fadeaway jumper will not go. Campbell with the rebound.
That is a great defensive possession by the Stingers.
Baker to Bernatowski. Mosey tries again. Won't drop. Rebound to Jefferson. Goes 1 on 3. And that's going to be a foul on Bernatowski. That's going to be his second.
Yeah, it's a good thing that the Stingers are a little deeper in that position here because Bernatowski is going to go to the bench. His initial defense was good. It was as he was falling, throwing the hand down, that the foul was called.
Daniels will check back into the game for Edmonton. J.V. McComm into the game. As is Malcolm DeVivier.
Yeah, and Malcolm DeVivier is somebody, I mean, if this Stingers team is going to beat Cangrejeros for the first time in this group stage, I think Malcolm DeVivier is going to be an X factor for it. Really struggled down in Nicaragua, getting back into game shape. He has looked great here in camp and can do some really good things against this team.
Former Akron Zip also spent some time as an Oregon State Beaver. Here is Mosley. Baker looks inside, had DeVivier going, but now gets it to Mosley. Looking through Daniels. DeVivier, corner three, good.
Well, thank you that I did not jinx Malcolm DeVivier. Hit his first from the corner. That is a very good sign for himself and these Stingers. And we got an answer back the other way, though. They do that a lot. That was Andahar, but they love silencing the crowd any opportunity they have.
And the one thing with Cangrejeros, they just seem to control the tempo, how they want it to go, whether it's up pace or not. And another triple knocked down by Edmonton. We'll get a stoppage here as the ball ended up back at mid-court.
The quiet confidence of Malcolm DeVivier, but the loud confidence of Andahar, because that's just what he has done for so long. And this is a team, you're not going to get them out of what they want to do. It's just, you just have to make it harder for them.
Here's the aforementioned Andahar. Nice slip down by Jefferson, and he'll finish and earn himself an extra trip at the line.
I mean, this is a problem, and while I love the different look that Jermaine Small has thrown out here, I don't think he can go too much longer without a Chad Posthumus in the middle to just create that defensive stand that you get with an anchor like that down low.
DeVivier got there maybe a half second late. And now Jefferson has been at the line a lot here already in this first quarter. Knocks that one down. Knotted up at 13. Mosley, screen from Baker. Daniels lost the handle. Now DeVivier forced well outside the three-point line. Baker. Step back, jumper off the front, won't go.
The worst offensive possession of the game thus far for the Stingers, but that's okay. It's taken you 6 minutes to do that, but you just don't want too many of those because they're going to make you pay on the other end.
Just cut by Sosa, blocked from behind by McComm. A heck of a defensive play, and then up the floor. Baker to Daniels. connection. Stingers up 2. Daniels wanted a foul.
That is what Jordan Baker does, right? He throws those outlet passes, cross-court passes, whatever you want to say. He just delivers it on time, on target.
Sees the floor extremely well. Sosa 3 won't go, and Mosley with the rebound. That pass nicely deflected out of bounds by Emmanuel Andahar. And Jamal Jones will check back into the game for Edmonton, taking out Stucky Mosley, who has made an impressive debut here for Edmonton.
Yeah, and I mentioned J.D. McCollum's length, and that's what caused that steal/block that you want to call it, leaving to that outlet of the 2 former teammates, Baker to Daniels.
Vivier finds Baker. He's got Jefferson on him. Here's Jones. He'll step back, reset. Shot clock winding down. That one won't go. Baker almost got that rebound, came flying in, but Jefferson secured a nice look on the break. Andahar on and a great little feed underneath to Jefferson.
You gotta love that type of basketball. But you know what that was? That was a bad shot. It was late in the shot clock. That's why it happened. But it always turns into 2 points when you're playing a team like this.
Jones, extra pass to Vivier. And Malcolm de Vivier.
He doesn't only look like Fred VanVleet a little bit. He plays a game similar to that and is just quiet, goes about his business. But this is a guy who's playing with a high level of confidence right now.
Three there, and it goes again. Angel Rodriguez.
Angel can just make life miserable for teams with shots like that.
33% from the three-point line so far in this window, or in the BCLAs, I should say.
But look at the way he plays. Look at him bring it up. I mean, you're not rushing this guy.
No. They definitely, as I said, that guard play, they'll control the pace exactly how they want it. Pass deflected right into the hands of Sosa. Mid-range jumper won't go. Baker rebound. Up ahead. Here is McCollum. Baker getting held up the floor, and he will finally get a call. He was asking for one at the other end.
Just because you're in Calgary doesn't mean the whistles are going to change for you. We're finding that out early.
Campbell will check back in for Daniels. And Baker also will sit with Mosley coming back in.
Yeah, Chad Posthumous making his way onto the floor for the first time in this game. If you would have told me the over-under the first time we see Chad Posthumous was at 8:27 into the first quarter, I probably would have took that bet saying that's impossible.
Jose Rodriguez, Chris Gaston both into the game for the first time for Cangrejeros.
And this has worked for Edmonton. I mean, Jermaine Small, this call has gone very, very well thus far. You're tied at 18 against a team you have yet to beat.
Edmonton hung well with Cangrejeros for about the first quarter and a half last week, but then it slipped away, but Stucky Mosley continues his strong start here tonight. Gives Edmonton a 2-point lead, and he'll head to the line.
So the same challenge we talked about off the beginning, about having to kind of, switch through players. There's been 8 different Americans that we've seen play for the Stingers through the 3 windows thus far. The good thing about that, it's very difficult to scout a team that you don't, first off, you don't know until 4 days out who's on the roster, but then having to find tape on some of these guys is not always the easiest thing.
One player I missed, Filberto Rivera, also into the game for the first time for Cangrejeros, as Mosley hits the free throw. 3-point Edmonton lead. A little bit of pressure shown here by the Stingers. But Cangrejeros breaks it fairly easily. Nice job on the press break by Cangrejeros.
Yeah, the way that they move the ball, and it's funny because so often you say, less dribbles, more passes, but this is a team that can do it both ways. Late in the shot clock, 5 dribble crossover to sidestep 3. That can be a good shot for some of these players, but at the same time, they can also whip around 5 passes, have everyone touch the ball, and kill you with 2.
The quickness of Gaston filling the lane, and the foul on Mosley. Gaston just 43% from the free throw line in the first 2 windows. Hits both of those, however. And for the first time, we're seeing both Jones and Mosley on the floor at the same time, and foul there will go against Cangrejeros. That will go on 21, Filberto Rivera. Rivera, former UTEP minor. Western Athletic Conference all-conference first team both in 2014 and 2015. Campbell goes right to the hole, but that one is well defended by Andahar. Now Rivera for three. Won't go. Gaston rebound. Back to Rodriguez. Andahar pass to nowhere. And Nukama will draw the foul. I believe that's going to go on Rodriguez.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a lucky defensive stance. That the pass was just thrown away. The good thing that we've seen from the Stingers here, getting out in transition is going to be their strength, and they've been able to do that a couple of times in this game. But going back the other way, they haven't been able to stop Cangrejeros on the few times that they have pushed it.
Player you know well, Junior Cadogan checks into the game for the first time. Jamal Jones will sit. Under 40 seconds here in what has been an up-tempo first quarter between Edmonton and Cangrejeros. Mosley a little short on that three.
That's not a good shot. It's nice that you have the hot hand early, but those are not the type of shots that the Stingers can afford to take.
Andahar works his way to the free throw line. Jumper short. Rebound into the hands of Mosley. He gets it to Cadogan. Shot clock off, but a foul upcoming here against Cangrejeros. And that will be on Andahar. Cangrejeros now in the penalty, so that will send Edmonton to the line.
You see, Andahar did not like that call, but I'm sure one that he's used to a couple of different times. I mean, this has been a very good first quarter for the Stingers, considering the different lineup that they've put out there and everything that you've seen. But I think at the same time, Cangrejeros definitely feels happy about where they are at right now. Still getting their legs underneath them, getting in here fairly late, just a day and a half ago. I think they are definitely comfortable with where they are at.
5 seconds here in this first quarter. Under the rim, extra pass. Gaston finishes it. And that is where we will end. At the end of the first quarter, it is 20-all between Cangrejeros and the Edmonton Stingers. You're watching FIBA Basketball Champions League of Americas Window 3 from Calgary, Alberta.
Welcome to the MRU Cubs Dance Team.
Welcome back inside the Wynn Sport Arena in Calgary. Doug McLean along with Jason Tom. And after one quarter, 22-all between Cangrejeros and Edmonton. Jason, what stands out to you after the first 10?
I think both teams are fairly happy with where they are at. I think Edmonton feels like they should be up by a couple of possessions right now. Defensively, not executing the way they want to, but on the other end, they've had some positives.
Inside there for Posthumous, who slips down the lane, but that one won't go. It's going to be Cangrejeros' ball. Staying off the leg of Jordan Baker. And the two of the additions for Edmonton, Baker and Mosley, making their contributions felt pretty early.
Yeah, not surprising. Both those guys are going to be able to bring something that the Stingers have not had thus far through two windows. And when it comes to scouting, you know, it's kind of an in-game scout right now for Cangrejeros, but they're going to be able to figure things out fairly quickly.
Gaston, nicely done. Little fadeaway over the outstretched arm of Jordan Baker.
Yeah, and Gaston is letting everybody hear it on the way back up the floor. He feels comfortable with where he got the rock down there.
Baker for three, and that one drops. Jordan Baker reestablishes Edmonton's lead.
There's really nothing Jordan Baker can't do, because inside, outside, passing, defense, communicating, second coach on the floor, you know, this guy is an all-timer.
All-time leading scorer for the University of Alberta Golden Bears, among many other categories. Nice extra look there. Jefferson has his shot denied, and Posthumous will push it up for Edmonton.
Not the guy you want pushing it, but he gave it off to Campbell as quickly as he could.
Campbell finds Cadogan for three, goes!
All Junior Cadogan does is hit momentum shots. And he loves playing these teams from Central and South America because he can talk trash as well as anyone.
Jefferson gets it to Rodriguez. And like you said, Jason, they haven't answered. There's another one.
They love playing to the crowd. They love the silence. They love everything that comes with competition. This really is the type of international basketball when you get close and south of the equator. They just love it. They thrive.
Here we get a look at that Cadogan three.
He's been doing it from time, as the kids say. You want to talk it from North Toronto up at Falstaff down to Marquette, overseas, CEBL, Ottawa Blackjacks. Junior Cadogan just keeps going, and he just loves to compete.
Here he is with the ball in his hands, finds Campbell, now to Baker, quickly on the floor to the hole. Jordan Baker has a block, he'll get it back, however. 7 on the shot clock. Baker loses it. And that one will end up out of bounds as he tried to find a teammate in the corner. Now DeVivier will check in for Alex Campbell.
Yeah, DeVivier, one of the leading scorers for the Stingers with 8 early points. And he did it from inside, he did it from outside.
Get a look there at the nice job defensively by Cangrejeros on Jordan Baker, and now Rivera up the floor. Gets it to Gaston. Benito Santiago Jr., that one a little short. Rebound, Jordan Baker.
And another brand new 5 for the Stingers out there as Jalen Bab Harrison checks in for the first time.
DeVivier, nice job to get into the paint, finds Baker outside, and Jordan Baker knocks down his second 3 of the quarter.
And that's all made because DeVivier hit some early shots. They close out, drive, kick. That's just good basketball.
Cangrejeros now looking for an answer. Here's Santiago, zips it inside the lane. No call there. I thought there might be one going one way or the other, but shot doesn't go. Edmonton has the basketball. Travis Daniels. That time we're going to get a call. That's going to be an offensive foul against Travis Daniels.
Yeah, and Daniels is going to have to watch himself. That's the 3rd reaction to a foul call that he's been able to get away with thus far. But, I mean, if you lower the shoulder, it's going to get calls. We take a look again here with DeVivier, the drive and kick to Baker. We know Baker can do that, but how does he get freed up? He gets freed up because of the DeVivier drive and kick, while on the other side, you just take a look at, you know, what the Stingers have been able to do defensively.
Timeout on the floor. We'll listen in.
The pace pass is fucking good. So yeah, you got to get that rebound first. You got to get that rebound. Loose ball, you got to get that. We need those loose balls, right? So once again, the thing, great shot, keep playing. Once again, wait, Gaston. Chad's he's gonna face up shot like a back down shot. If he's dribbling and you're one pass away, you're here, dig hard. He doesn't pass. Dig hard, right? Keep putting pressure. So once again, if Jordan drives baseline like that, we need options. If you're the 45 now, you could dive. We need a corner option. We need a fill in behind option. So whenever there's penetration, you gotta move. You gotta move to it. So if we're late, so any kind of gas screening action, if you're late, just I'm late. Yeah. I need help. So then you switch it out and then you get right to that spot. All right? Keep it simple. Keep running. Let's go. Let's get it, bro. JB's keep shooting with confidence. Let's go. Matt.
You haven't listened in on the conversation for Jermaine Small. One thing that stood out to me, keep it simple.
Yeah, and everything is working, but again, I know we've already talked about it. Jordan Baker just makes every team he plays on that much better. I mean, the stat line right now, 6 points, 7 boards, 2 assists. And then defensively, what he's been able to do. It just makes everybody else's job that much easier, and keeping him on the floor is so crucial for the Stingers in this game.
The last competitive game Jordan Baker played was the CEBL final last August. He's spent the winter as the head coach of the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology Oops in Edmonton, as Cangrejeros chips into this Edmonton lead. Here is Cadogan. Baker inside, Posthumous. Got great position down low, and little jump hook falls.
High post to low post for an easy 2. Those are 2 guys who are going to play very well together.
Rivera. Pass tipped away by Duvivier, and he'll step out of bounds as both he and Rodriguez went for that loose ball. We'll take a look at that again. As Duvivier, great hustle play to tip it away, but just cannot get control of it. And maybe just that right foot, I think Jason stepped on the line. He almost was able to walk the toe rope there to keep it in.
Yeah, I think Duvivier was just asking for a foul on the bump that pushed him out of bounds, but it was not coming from the official.
Gaston short with that 3, and Edmonton back up the floor quickly. Jalen Bab Harrison into the game for the first time, misses on that 3, and Gaston will push it up for Cangrejeros. That ball tipped away, and they're going to say it remains in the hands of Cangrejeros.
I can count on one hand the amount of poor offensive possessions for the Stingers. That's good. At the same time, you don't want to add too many more in this first half if you're Edmonton, because this Cangrejeros team is so good. They're going to turn that into 2 points the other way.
Rivera to inbound, finds Santiago. Around Bab Harris, where the runner goes from 6 feet.
Benito Santiago Jr. makes the most of the minutes he is given, and he just brings energy for this squad.
Averages 12 minutes so far in the BCLAs. Duvivier, 3 from the wing, and another one falls for Malcolm Duvivier.
I love watching any player shoot with confidence, and Malcolm Duvivier, you can feel it in the building right now.
And Cadogan, healthy bump there on Rivera.
He's letting him hear it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I need to fill in the blanks there for what was maybe being said as we get a look at Duvivier. As you said, Jason, just a real confident stroke.
And it's, again, this is a player that down in Nicaragua, with that heat that I talked about, coming off a fairly long layoff, I'll just be honest, this is a guy who after practice was grabbing the pail. Like, he was not feeling good. And when he gets up here and has his legs back underneath him, and his teammates see that he's changing, that he is momentum. The coaching staff is saying Malcolm is back to the Malcolm we know. He gets a green light, and it's just so great to see any player overcoming adversity, rather big, rather small, whatever it is, to see that come back. You know, if you're a basketball fan, you have to be a fan of that.
Rivera, 50% of the line so far in the BCLAs. Knocks that one down. 36-33, Edmonton up. Bernatowski with 2 fouls back in the game for Jermaine Small. Finds Posthumous. Now here's the aforementioned Duvivier. Jumper will go with the tip home. I think that's posthumous. We'll give that one 5-point lead for Edmonton. Rodriguez with Bernatowski on him. Screen from Jefferson. He slips down. Duvivier tried to step in and take that charge, but a nice job there by Jefferson to avoid picking up the foul.
Hey, Duvivier will take on 7-footers without thinking twice about it. He's not always going to be successful, but he's going to make you feel it.
Jones to Bernatowski. Near trap in the corner by Cangrejeros, and now Jones. Bernatowski looks at a three. That one well off. Rebound by Gaston.
It's another bad possession. Late in the shot clock. Didn't get anything inside the three-point line.
Gaston will get right into the middle of the lane, and then has to kick it back out to Santiago. And Jefferson, he is hurt. Didn't see what happened. Might have just been a knee, either a knee on knee or maybe a Charlie horse by his reaction.
Yeah, that looks like a Charlie horse right there. It looks like maybe a knee to the hip. He's trying to just walk it off right now. Knee to the thigh.
We're going to look at it right here. Maybe that was the play where Duvivier did a good job stepping in, but back up the floor is where Jefferson got banged up, and he's having a conversation now with one of the officials, and he will take a seat. Ramon Clemente will check in. Jefferson played 1 year with the USC Trojans. Pac-12 all-freshman team that year. Rodriguez has that one dribble off his foot. He has to launch it up as the shot clock wound down. Rebound into the hands of Posthumous.
You know, not a great shot late in the shot clock, but still had a feeling it was going to go in, right?
Jones, that one does go in. Biggest lead of the evening for Edmonton, 41-35.
That's another player that needs to get some confidence going. That has got to feel good for Jamal Jones.
Santiago and Bernatowski on him now to Gaston. Rodriguez, guarded closely by Duvivier. Kicks it out. Corner three. That one would have counted had it fallen. But then quickly stolen back by Rodriguez. Angel Rodriguez, nice job defensively. Gaston loses it. It's going to be a foul on Duvivier, and Gaston, who's had an active first half, will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, now Duvivier's gassed. He's asking to come off the floor. He's played a lot of minutes here in the first half. That's too bad for the Stingers. Back-to-back defensive stands late in the shot clock. Shots that they forced, but right there, JP McComa turns it over, trying to get out in transition, and I said before, it leads to two. It can be off a shot, or it can be two from the free throw line. The Cangrejeros, not a great free throw shooting team, though.
So far, BCLA's 73% from the line is Cangrejeros, good for 6th amongst the 12 teams in the tournament.
Thank you for backing up my my generality.
Well, hey, I mean, they're in the middle of the pack.
I was waiting for you to say. They're second. I'm going off of feel, Doug.
They're in the middle. Hey, and it's not so much the number; it's when you hit them too.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point.
Your assessment is not wrong. And they've been a good free throw shooting team here tonight.
Yes. So you got to do on the road, right? Defend and hit your free throws.
Exactly. Bernatowski shot fake. He'll dribble into the paint. Has to kick it out. Duvivier. That one a little bit short. And Santiago with the board.
Doesn't have his legs under him now, right?
And this was the issue for Edmonton last weekend, where their legs went away from them as the first half went on.
Man, and this
shot goes Sosa.
Sosa doesn't lose his legs. He does not. He can continue. Just a machine out there. So many of these players, they're just so good at conserving their energy at these different stretches in the game, and that's a perfect example. Duvivier wanted to sub, didn't get it. Pulls up from three. He's short. Other way, jumper plus the foul.
Isaac Sosa will head to the line. Timeout coming up for Jermaine Small and the Stingers.
The other thing to watch out for is the foul disparity there, right? Stingers with 4, none going the other way with the team fouls.
Listen, in transition defense, there's no matchups. You're not trying to find your man in fucking transition. In transition, you're not trying to find your man. right? You lock on to whoever. So once again, if we're getting back, the closest guy slows down the ball. Whoever's closest to him, he's not running back trying to find your man. The guys furthest back take the rim. Everybody else filter out and guard. Right now we're all switchable. It's good. When we switch, they're not punishing us. Right? We have to know where Sosa is every second. You have to know where Sosa is. It doesn't matter if it's a transition. If you're guarding him in transition closes, you have to take him and stick to him. Right?
Simplify. Gets or gets back. Right now he's got to understand it.
And then guys, stop friggin' fouling. Every time, all their points are coming from the foul line. All their points are coming from the foul line. So stop fucking fouling. All right? Rebound right.
Get back.
Go.
Make your minds up.
Message there from Jermaine Small, defensive transition, I think.
I mean, it was, I think you heard it pretty obvious. You know, you always have to know where Sosa is, and it's because this guy's a machine, but they have interchangeable parts here in Cangrejeros, and that is, you know, one thing that the Stingers haven't been able to do simply because of needing to kind of switch through their players. While Cangrejeros, they have a number of guys that can do similar things. They can slow it down. They can hit that late shot clock possession. There's different things that they can do so well that really just hurt you, especially when you're trying to take advantage of being on your home court. Sometimes it just gets nullified.
Sosa completes the three-point play. Second leading scorer for Cangrejeros in the BCLAs, 15.5 per game.
And now they're going with some full court pressure here with a bit of a smaller lineup.
Here's another thing Jordan Baker can do. He's done this throughout his university and pro career. He can step in as your one when you need him to. Turns that one nearly over, but it's going to be a foul on the ground as Makama went up.
Look at the arms on JV Makama. I mean, this guy has length for days. And I was saying before, like, there's nobody in this group stage that has what he has, the mixture of wingspan and athleticism. He just needs to be able to take advantage of that. Still young, still learning himself and learning the game.
Listed at 6'8" is JV Makama. Jones short on that free rebound though to Campbell. Baker surveys the situation. He'll pull up just inside the free throw line, knocks it down.
Jordan Baker can just, you know, cover so many little mistakes and just bail out teammates. You know, this guy just wakes up ready to play basketball and ready to think the game and just make everybody better.
Here is Rodriguez with Jones on him. Working through screens from Jefferson. Baker steps up. Lob up. I'm not sure that was intentional or not, but it worked. Jefferson able to tip it home. 43-42 Edmonton. Jones inside, kicks it out. Alex Campbell. Three in and out, no good. And now Cangrejeros, the chance to take a lead.
That's a tough shot. Alex hasn't pulled up for a while. He's fairly cold and he tries that shot. When you're feeling it, it's okay, but not in that particular situation. Now he's got a load to handle down low.
Nice job defensively by Campbell on the load that is Jefferson, and now Campbell the other way. Ball tipped and up the floor. Nice job in transition by Jones to deflect that one out of bounds as Alex Campbell getting an explanation from the official. I don't think he's going to like it no matter what he hears.
Well, here's something that you're going to see an awful lot is when Jefferson doesn't get it down low, and you see the little alley-oop finish there, but on the next possession, he didn't get the basket, but he was not even thinking about getting back. The thing is his teammates see that. They play a little bit of a stronger defense and could have led to an easy two if Jamal Jones didn't get back to knock it away.
And look at the top scorer, Jefferson right there, leading scorer for Cangrejeros.
And they have four players that average double figure in points, and what's so good about that is those are all from different positions on the floor. So if one thing's not working, they just go with something else, and that's why it's so hard to stop this team offensively. And again, why you can't have any wasted possessions on the other end. You know, in basketball, he talks so often about slim margin. That's exactly what the Stingers have. They don't have a lot of wiggle room for mistakes. Any mistake they made, they just get hammered on.
Minute 11 left here in this second quarter. Doug McLean along with Jason Tom. Edmonton up 43-42 in a game that has been relatively tight throughout. Leads changed a couple times. Edmonton had a 6-point lead moments ago. It's been cut down now to 1.
we're about average shooting from the floor between the Stingers and Cangrejeros. You know, Edmonton is +3 on the boards. The one beautiful thing, if you are Jermaine Small and the Edmonton Stingers, you have 14 assists as a team in the first half. That is not something that they have been able to point to on the box score and say, we have been doing this well through 2 competitions.
Well, that's more assists than they've had on average coming into this game. They averaged 13 per game, 11th in the BCLA, so already with 14. So ball distributions are pretty important here tonight.
Love working with you, Doug. That's twice you have backed up my generality as a statistic. That's much appreciated, my friend, and a turnover.
Jones up ahead to Baker. Goes right to the rack. A little strong on that layup, though. Back here is Abreu. He'll slow things down.
Look at the work down low.
Makama on Jefferson. Nice job defensively. 2 times now we've seen Campbell and now Makama down low.
And not only the wingspan, the long fingers of Makama.
And Makama runs the floor himself. Gets a nice feed from Jamal Jones and takes the hit. He's down. Just the wind knocked out of him. And he will make a trip to the free throw line. Nice job in offensive transition. We've talked about defensive transition, but good job there running the lane by Makama.
And that's really another thing that South American, Central American teams very good at finishing through contact, inviting the contact, but not inviting it to get to the line. They look to finish a lot, and you see on the other end, they make sure that they lay the lumber enough that is a lot more difficult for you to finish through their contact.
Coming 2 years with the CEBL's Hamilton Honey Badgers. There's University basketball with the Ryerson Rams. Here's Rodriguez with Makama on him. Rodriguez, long look at a 3, but actually dumps it inside, and they're going to get a travel. As Rodriguez had me fooled, I thought that one was going up for sure. Next thing I know, it zipped into the post.
We've seen that a handful of times in this game. The really slow pull up and fire down low. It's worked to their advantage thus far, but right there, the Stingers end up with a traveling call going their way.
Jones with Abreu on him. Abreu wanted the push off. Now we're going to get a hook on Jamal Jones.
A little too much dribbling.
Get a look at that foul here. Just that spin back.
And it's a good sell, right? But at the same time, that sell doesn't happen if the elbow doesn't wrap around the back. And again, that's just veteran. That's just smart basketball IQ. That's knowing the FIBA game.
Shot clock is off. Cangrejeros looking to inch closer to possibly tie. Here is Rodriguez, finds Jefferson. That one will dribble off his foot and out of bounds. Break for Edmonton as both Posthumus and Baker were quite deep. You can see Baker there. Posthumus comes late, but off the foot and out of bounds.
That is just Jordan Baker 101. You know, it's one of those, like, that may look like, you know, a play of chance, but that's just veteran, right? That's just somebody who's done it before, knows how to cleanly slap the ball and slap it towards the opposing player. That's exactly what he's saying on the bench right now. I've been doing that for years. I've been doing that since Doug was calling my games back at the University of Alberta.
We'll listen in now with Jermaine Small.
We'll get Jones on. So Baker, play here for me. Jones, you're gonna be here. Lex, one corner. DeVivier, next. Actually, who's in JV? Baker inbound it. JV, you're here. Lex, one corner. DeVivier, one corner. So they're gonna have to cover that, right? JV, go get Jones. Jones, come out. You get it? Fucking try to blaze up the floor. JV, if he can't get it, go back to the ball, give it back to Baker. Baker push it, and then send Baker a screen. How is it? All right? 1 second. Yeah, 1 second. 4 seconds.
3.8 remain as you hear Jermaine Small drop what he wants to see executed in that short amount of time. It will be Baker to inbound. Gets it right back. Baker quickly up the floor. Long three. Will not go. And that is where we will end it. 45-42 at halftime. The Stingers up on Cangrejeros.
I think forget about what the score is right now. That was a great first half of basketball. That was a first half of basketball here in Calgary with a strong crowd that is here not only supporting the Stingers, but just enjoying the level of basketball that they're seeing. That was just exciting, Doug.
So if you're watching on NBA TV, we'll be back after you get a word from CEBL Commissioner Mike Morreale and a look ahead at the upcoming Canadian Elite Basketball League schedule. For those on the international feed, Jason Tom, Doug McLean here. Cangrejeros down 45-42 at halftime as you take a look at the top scorers for both teams. Take a look at some of the action from the opening half.
Yeah, you take a look at Tyler Stuckey Mosley, who had 8 points in 10 minutes in the early going, but has not seen much of the floor here lately. And really, the Stingers have been able to do it offensively when they have things going. But I think what we're seeing again, and I've said it a number of times, is a Cangrejeros team that just doesn't get shaken. They don't get stirred. They just keep doing what they do. I think in this halftime, they are very comfortable with where they're at. And I think coming out of this halftime, you're going to see them make a few little changes that are going to make things a lot harder on the Stinger squad on both sides.
And do you think for the Stingers, did they feel that? I mean, again, you see a Cangrejeros team, I agree with you, that they're a team that looks just very comfortable every possession, no matter what happens. And do you think the Stingers feel that calm that Cangrejeros has, and does that change how they approach things?
I think it's a very different locker room in there. I think right now Jermaine Small is saying, like, listen, if we keep making those mistakes defensively, we're going to see ourselves down double digits in no time. I think offensively, there's just been a couple of offensive possessions that, again, margin of mistake there is very, very slim. A couple of early shots in the shot clock, a couple of turnovers, and that's been the difference in the game.
We are going to pause. It is halftime, 45-42. The Stingers up on Cangrejeros. You're watching FIBA Basketball Champions League America's Window 3 from Calgary.
Give it up one more time for the LRU Cubs dance team. Fans, give a warm welcome to the Calgary Stampede Band of Outriders.
Minutes per game. Welcome back to the Winsport Arena at Canada Olympic Park in Calgary, Alberta. I am Doug McLean. He is Jason Tom. It is Cangrejeros and the Edmonton Stingers as window 3 opens on the FIBA Basketball Champions League Americas. 45-42, the Stingers up on Cangrejeros at halftime.
Well, the one thing that we have seen is the CEBL style of turning it into more than just a basketball game, but an entertainment situation for anybody coming into the crowd has been shown here. And you know, really seems like the fans here in Calgary out showing their best for the international basketball stage.
And a tightly contested battle here in this first half, back and forth. But you and I have talked a few times, just that control of pace for Cangrejeros is a key to why they're such a successful program.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Stingers are up 3. I'm sure in that locker room they are not feeling like they're in the lead. Cangrejeros is down 3. I'm sure in that locker room they don't feel like that they are the one currently on the losing end at halftime. But as you know, 20 minutes of basketball is an awful lot to play here.
We're just about set to go here from Calgary. And we'll welcome back those that are watching on NBA TV. Welcome to Winsport Arena in Calgary. Doug McLean and Jason Tom on the call. Stingers up 45-42 on Cangrejeros in the first Champions League game ever played in Canada. And we don't want to undersell how important that is and why that means so much to basketball in this country.
It's never been done. You know, club basketball has been going on obviously around the world. FIBA club basketball in Europe talked about a little bit more. Obviously, we have a ton of Canadians playing internationally in Europe, and they've had obviously Champions League out there. The fact that this opportunity presented itself to the CEBL as a FIBA sanctioned league here in Canada, and got to tip your hat to Commissioner Mike Morreale. He made this happen, and his team has been able to put this together and make all the pieces work to once again make history here in YYC.
We are back underway. Cangrejeros in the orange with blue and white. Stingers in the navy with yellow and white. Here is Jamal Jones. Starters back on the floor for Edmonton. And Jones is going to earn himself a trip to the free throw line 28 seconds into the second half.
Got to give it up to Travis Daniels. Good perimeter defense there. The Cangrejeros guard was trying to dance on him a little bit, but stayed down, challenged the shot, resulting in 2 free throws the other way for his former teammate, Jamal Jones.
Jamal Jones, 5-time Ontario University Athletics All-Star with the Ryerson Rams. You talk about someone that has seen the world playing basketball. Jamal Jones, not just having played in Canada, he has played in the Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary, Slovakia, and Denmark.
And that just brings you experience. You know, there's very few things that he hasn't seen in his basketball career, and really helps in bringing into a competition like this.
The Rams' all-time assists and steals leader. Now that ball is going to bounce through the hands of a Stinger, and then Ramon Clemente and out of bounds. It will be Edmonton ball.
That is back-to-back defensive stands. I know that one was a little bit of a gimme, but you know, we talk about defensive runs, and right now that is something the Stingers could use.
Mosley to Jones, and the runner off the window. Jamal Jones with a hot start to the second half.
Yeah, he is rewarding his coach's trust in him. Nice little rip through and kissing 2 off glass.
Tightly guarding Angel Rodriguez, who gets himself to the rim, won't go. Rebound put back by Jefferson. Excellent job under the rim by number 41, Devon Jefferson. Daniels hands it back to Jones. Daniels slips, they can't find him. Baker right down Main Street, and then hammered it off the window. Will not go.
Could not believe how open he was, and just was a little too strong. You know what is happening right now on this end? The guards aren't boxing out. And when you're getting beaten like that, it's fine to allow that to go to your big man, but you got to find a body. And that's back-to-back offensive rebounds given up.
Baker had Mosley open inside, couldn't find her. Now Mosley in the corner, three goes, Stuckey Mosley.
He has been just stewing on the bench. You knew he was going to take that shot. You knew it had a high percentage of going in.
Clemente with Mosley on him. Now to Andahar. They'll switch to the Stingers. Clemente corner three, short rebound by Campbell.
And that was Mosley tipping it out. Again, that's a guard helping on the glass. Pass is just a little too hot to Campbell, but Stingers are getting it back.
Stinger basketball. Andahar does not agree, but it will remain Edmonton ball. As the Rodriguez will check out and Filberto Rivera will check back in. Here's Mosley, guarded by Sosa. Campbell to Baker. Has it tipped away by Jefferson. Mosley will pick it up. Nice bounce pass to Daniels. Thought about the three. Jones will take the three. That one's short. Rebound into the hands of Clemente. Andahar slips around Baker. Guarded well by Daniels, and Baker will clean it up.
Refs are putting their whistles away here to start the third.
Campbell extra pass. Mosley corner three, in and out. Rebound Jordan Baker up off the window, won't go. Grabs another board, and he will draw the foul, and that is quintessential Jordan Baker right there.
You just knew he was going to earn his way to the line. There was no way he was going to be denied. But that is an awful lot of size down there for Baker to be battling.
Jordan Baker, who happens to have his high school coach George Hoyt, who's an assistant with the Edmonton Stingers, off the bench here today. They were together at Harry Ainley High School in Edmonton, and Jordan Baker, doesn't matter if there are bigger guys around him, he's often going to be the guy that comes down with the basketball.
He just seems to wake up ready to play basketball. You mentioned that he was coaching in the ACAC here for his first year. And the minute that he was available to get back onto the floor and put on the Stingers jersey, he was all over it.
Short 3-hour drive down the Queen Elizabeth II highway from Edmonton to Calgary. Here's Jefferson. Through Clemente to Rivera, directing traffic. He's got Jones on him. That pass nicely kept by Sosa. And Sosa will get to the line. That ball was one that should have ended up in the hands of the Stingers, but a heck of a play by Sosa to keep control.
Edmonton has come out in this third quarter with a defensive mindset, and it's resulted in some very good things. And as you mentioned, almost another turnover there. They are definitely, I'm guessing, implementing the game plan that was spoken to them probably very softly in dulcet tones in the locker room. I'm sure Jermaine Small was very relaxed when he delivered that message, but it was very much, you need to get after it on defense.
Here's Isaac Sosa, played his college basketball at UCF and then at Canisius. Played multiple times for his country, including the 2021 Olympic qualifier for Puerto Rico. Junior Cadogan into the game for Jermaine Small. Jamal Jones sits down, guarded by Rivera. Screen from Daniels, Cadogan. Couldn't find Daniels. Good position down low. They find him. Kicks it out. Cadogan. Open three. That one off. Into the hands of Andahar, who finds Rivera. Jefferson with Cadogan on him. Finds the cutting Andahar. Nice play. Patience in the post for Devon Jefferson.
Yeah, and that's defensively right there. Daniels just got beat to the spot.
Baker, Jefferson all over him. Two-man game. Cadogan now back to Baker. Baker to the hole, floats that one home. Through the hands of Jefferson. He just powered that one down.
Yeah, he was making up for that missed layup earlier, Doug. He just wanted to take it, make sure he finished. Didn't matter who was in his way.
Andahar guarded by Baker. They switch off. Now Jefferson up top. They take Sosa away. Jefferson to the hole. Off the window, won't drop, but he will draw the foul and head to the line.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Cangrejeros on that end of the floor, they're just going to start doing exactly what they want. They did not hit some calls here early in the third quarter, and what they know about officiating is that eventually that's going to turn back around. And you see there, it's on both ends of the floor right there, but Clemente did a very good job, arms straight up, and Baker just finished over top.
And I stand corrected, it was Clemente, not Jefferson, with the hands in the face of Jordan Baker there. It is Jefferson, however, at the line. We'll talk about another player that's covered the world. He has played professionally in Russia, Ukraine, Puerto Rico, Israel, Turkey, Korea, and Italy. So I'm sure with everything going on in the world and his time in Ukraine, I'm sure a lot of people he knows dealing with what's going on over there right now. That one will go out of bounds, and it's going to be Cangrejeros' ball.
And there's one thing that Jordan Baker also does very well. He knows how to speak to officials. And right there, he probably has a case, but he doesn't throw his hands up and scream. He goes over and says, listen, this is what I'm feeling. Can you take a look for it?
Jumper, mid-range knocked down there by Isaac Sosa. Sosa's second leading scorer for Cangrejeros through the BCLAs. DeVivier has that one tipped from behind, bound to her into the hands of Jefferson. Nice job defensively by Cangrejeros. They look to tie or take the lead. Sosa, corner three, and it'll be a lead now for Cangrejeros, 55-54.
See, now this is where Cangrejeros just steps on your neck. They can feel the momentum shifting, and this is a big moment in the game right now.
Bernatowski, that three won't go. Baker cannot control it. Good hustle, but equally well played by Cangrejeros. And now Jefferson in on Bernatowski. Shot will not drop. Bernatowski cannot hang on to it. It'll end up out of bounds. Cangrejeros' ball.
Momentum is just hanging in the air right now. That is what's happening, and that is what a veteran team that has come together and plays together consistently in Cangrejeros. This is where they thrive. You see that type of jump shot. That's money. And then on the other end, they just have it on their side right now. What can the Stingers do? They need to dig down deep right now in order to ensure that they keep this game tight.
Bernatowski and Cadogan will check out for Edmonton. Nakama and Mosley back in. That one sails out of bounds. Never touched anyone in play, so the inbound will go back to the baseline.
And that is a very big moment for the Stingers. They now to be able to take advantage of this. You see Cangrejeros say, coach, you know, he's upset with that turnover because he knows that was a big moment right there for his squad.
Denial on Mosley from Sosa, so Jones goes to Baker around the back. He'll settle things out, kicks it out to DeVivier. Gets inside on Andahar, shot well short, and then up the floor quickly to Jefferson. Knocks it down and draws the foul on Malcolm DeVivier.
Here comes a timeout, I'm sure, by Jermaine Small, because, you know, right now, this is where the wheels fall off. And here's another Jordan Baker you see at the same time calling his guys over, saying, listen, we need to get this thing together. Because Cangrejeros, this is their game plan. I told you at halftime they weren't panicking, and they're right where they want to be right now.
But if you're going to foul Jefferson, you probably have to foul him pretty hard. He's a big body. We'll listen in now on Jermaine Small.
It's a good shot. Just relax. Just the other fucking guy. Get your back. If you're in the fucking corner. Where's Lex? Right. Stucky, get up. So you're either offensive rebounding or you're getting back. There's no watching. Right? Whenever we got the rebound, we push the transition, get an easy look. All right? Come on, get us some boards. If we're running the pin action, and you're this guard, you're coming off it, you don't always have to come off it. You can maybe back screen this, whatever, and then come off it, whatever you have to do. Maybe you curl it. Let's play out of it. But there's only one guy rebounding right now. Let's go, man. Get behind the ball. Come
on. Rebounding. Clearly the message that Jermaine Small wanted to get across. 4:06 to go. 57-54. Cangrejeros has built this lead.
They are now -4 in the rebounding category. while their leading rebounder, Chad Posthumous, has played under 8 minutes. The game plan for the Stingers, who again have not beaten this Cangrejeros team through 2 attempts, you need a different game plan. That must be what Jermaine Small is thinking, and the game plan worked in that first half. Right now, as I'd mentioned, really hanging in the balance is this game, as Cangrejeros, you know, they don't have to change their game plan. They don't have to move around the game pieces. They know what they want to do.
To the point about Posthumous, he comes into this window averaging 26.7 minutes a game for Edmonton. So like you said, they've only played 8 right now. There's definitely a significant change in personnel and rotation for Jermaine Small. Jones with Abreu on his back. Now gets it back from Baker. Jones right to the lane. Nice take by Jamal Jones. Big bucket for Edmonton.
1 on 3, 1 on 2, and got the floater to go. That is a big-time finish.
Abreu waiting for things to happen. Finally, Sosa pops out. Now this is Andahar. It's a screen from Clemente, guarded closely by Makama. Lobs it over top.
Such confidence.
Just that flair that you talk about. And Jefferson calmly with 1 second on the shot clock. That elbow jumper goes. 4-point lead now for Cangrejeros. Jones stops up. Now here's Makama. Triple. That's a big one too for Edmonton. They trail by 1.
That is Makama's first shot attempt of the game that didn't come from the free throw line, and he was pure. He had his best practice of the BCLAs yesterday on this court, so I know the coaching staff was excited about what he was going to be able to bring.
Sosa misses on that 3, and now Jones finds Baker. Layup, that one not too strong off the window, and the Stingers back in front. Abreu goes right into Baker, and what's this call going to be? Offensive foul. Jordan Baker picks that one up. Edmonton ball, and Abreu will pick up the foul.
I'm surprised it took this long for a Jordan Baker charge, but probably wasn't from lack of trying, but that is what he does. And I'll tell you, look at the energy he is bringing. He probably didn't even feel that on his chest.
I'm guessing not really. I mean, no disrespect to Abreu, who's another well-built basketball player, but much smaller. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and Baker's bringing that energy. Very, very good to see him back on the floor. There's energy takers and there's energy givers. Jordan Baker is an energy giver.
Now Abreu matched up again on Jones. Abreu, another former Akron Zip. Also played at West Georgia in Division II in the NCAA. Makama inside, tough bucket, but won't go. And Cangrejeros quickly up the floor. Lob inside. Jefferson dealing with all kinds of contact, and finally a foul called that will send him to the stripe. That one's going to go on Javu Makama.
Number 18, John Victor Makama, his first personal.
Generally speaking, the Stingers have used their fouls well in this game. And down in Nicaragua, there was a couple of games where they got into early foul trouble with fouls that, you know, just aren't smart to take. They've done a pretty good job of that here in this game, and as a result, have been able to keep those team fouls in check. That is another very small thing that can be huge, especially down the stretch in a close game.
Jefferson, who split his pro time this past year between Capitanes de Arecibo in Puerto Rico and BC Budivelnik in Ukraine, as well as Maccabi Bazan Haifa in Israel. So he was all over the place in 1 year, and all over the place in terms of how I pronounce those names.
I was going to say,
as well.
Nothing phases you.
Ooh,
Some
man.
would take the high road and say, no, I'm not going to try, but hey, I got to give it to you, Doug. You're going
Yikes.
at it.
Here is Jones. Cross-court pass to Campbell. Look inside to Daniels. No double coming. Daniels, step back, jumper. As the shot clock expired, that won't fall. Rebound to Sosa.
It's not the offensive possession you want if you're the Stingers at this point of the game.
Jefferson, jumper goes. He is doing it all here tonight for Cangrejeros.
And he is just looking at anybody in the stands he can lock eyes with, saying, this is what I do. You don't know me, you will by the end of tonight.
22 points for Jefferson on 8 for 12. Nice lob inside to Travis Daniels. They're going to get a foul called on Ramon Clemente. And Baker's going to take a seat. Bernatowski comes back into the game for Edmonton. We'll take a look at that Jefferson jumper. Just gets Baker a little bit on his back heels and able to pull up and knock that one down. Gaston will check into the game for Clemente. Campbell, corner three, short. Gaston with the board. Ondahar, good work on Campbell. Rebound into the hands of Jefferson. And good work with two stingers right on top of him. And Cangrejeros with a 5-point edge.
Yeah, I mean, I think that could have been a possible shuffle of the feet, but Jefferson's just putting this team on his back right now.
Bernatowski fakes the handoff and just says, hey, I'm open, I'm knocking down this three. Does just that.
That is a confident shot from Murphy Bernatowski. Again, we mentioned J.V. Makama, first shot of the game. That's the first connection by Murphy on 3 attempts.
Jones on Abreu. With a 4-second differential, shot clock and game clock. Abreu pops out. Looks inside. Gaston cutter. Sosa left alone. And that one just out of that. No touch at all. That's going to be Edmonton ball. Quick curl there by Sosa. He came out of nowhere, but just could not control the pass.
A couple of unforced errors here in the third quarter by Cangrejeros, which has really been able to keep the Stingers, or sorry, give the Stingers life.
And Jamal Jones, exactly, gives Edmonton life at the buzzer of the third quarter. 67-66. And we'll get a look at that three. Jones, as the shot clock wound down, just got left open momentarily. And that will send us to break with the Stingers up on Cangrejeros 67-66 from Calgary. You're watching FIBA Basketball Champions League Window 3. That's interesting. I mean, they clearly are content to mix guys on top on Jefferson and not have Claustrom is in there.
Yeah. I mean, can't argue that it's not working.
Yeah, it's true.
The Cangrejeros could have went up like 10 there.
Oh yeah. Welcome back to Winsport Arena. Doug McLean, Jason Tom, as as the third window of the FIBA Basketball Champions League is underway. And the Stingers with a 67-66 lead courtesy of Jamal Jones' 3 at the end of that third quarter.
That was a huge shot heading into the fourth.
Extra pass, Jones, Bernatowski short. Tipped out off of Travis Daniels. It'll be Cangrejeros' ball.
We talked about Jefferson and how he's playing. Jefferson and Sosa combined for 14 to 23. But what a great job that the Stingers have done on Angel Rodriguez and Ramon Clemente. Combined just 2 of 9 from the field. You know, those are 2 guys that can get hot at any moment. Doesn't matter what the stats say right now heading into the fourth.
Collier into the game for Cangrejeros. Now Abreu and Sosa on the weak side of the lane, and Abreu finds him.
This team will backdoor cut you to death, and we may see a lot of that here in the fourth. They haven't been able to execute too much on it thus far.
Jones with the screen from Posthumous. Now Campbell 3 short.
He's going to be coming out of the game after that shot.
And a foul on Jamal Jones. And you called it. Campbell will take a seat. Stuckey Mosley will check back in for Edmonton. That was Campbell, 13 points a game coming into this window.
He's a shooter, he's a scorer, but he's held to the same level as anybody else. If you're taking a shot early in the shot clock that is not considered a good shot, and Jermaine Small has a quick look for you.
Led the CEBL last season with 44 threes as a member of the Fraser Valley Bandits. We're going to get, I think, Posthumous with the hold on Gaston as he cut through the lane.
Now here's the challenge when Chad Posthumous has played limited minutes for 3 quarters. He's coming in very cold. And if you think about that with shooters, it happens with bigs as well, right? He's got to get the motor running now to be able to defend guys who have played, as you've mentioned multiple times. They've spread these minutes out. So now he has to get up to gain speed after sitting on that bench.
Abreu, nice take, but an equally well played defensive effort by Posthumous, and Bernatowski in there as well. Now Mosley. Jones will reset, 16 on the shot clock. Jones right to the rack, and it drops home. Jamal Jones playing very confidently here tonight.
Inside, outside, Jamal Jones is just taking it at Cangrejeros any chance he gets.
13 points now for Jamal Jones. Just averaging 1.5 coming into this one tonight. Gaston on the floor. Defended again well by both Posthumous and Nakama. Up the floor, Mosley. Lost the handle, almost got it back and was able to tuck it home, but he earned himself a trip to the free throw line.
That's what the Stingers need to do. They need off any miss. They gotta go. They gotta run.
Take a look at that Jamal Jones take from moments ago. Abreu will check out. Rodriguez back in for him. Baker and DeVilliers into the game. Bernatowski and Nakama will check out.
And this is Jones now. I mean, he has played this team, this Cangrejeros team. This is his 3rd game. So, I mean, he knows these players. He is a student of the game. He knows where the spots are and who to take it at. And I think that's what we're seeing right here in this one.
There's Mosley at the line. We mentioned before, played at James Madison. The last 2 seasons, 18.4 and 16.4 points a game. He was the Colonial Athletic Conference 2nd team All-Star back in 2019. Sosa. Down to Rodriguez with DeVilliers on him. Step back, that jumper. Soft rim. Nice touch there for Rodriguez.
You know, that almost looked like he meant to do that, right? It looked like he knew that if he got
if I hit it here, it'll bounce there. Yeah. A little bit like those old Michael Jordan, Larry Bird off the...
Yep. I mean, he's been out here practicing on these rims. I mean, they come out early. these veteran players, and they get to know the rims. Okay, so if I'm feathering it at this point, what's it going to do? And that shot was taken with confidence.
Last season was Vaqueros de Bayamon, 19 points a game for Rodriguez. In the Puerto Rican League, Baker kick out to Vivier, short into the hands of Baker, loses it, gets it back, tries rugby style to go through the legs of Rodriguez. It is going to be Cangrejeros' ball. There you see Baker, he looks back, trying to find Jones, but the tie-up comes first.
Baker, we've mentioned, is such a good passer. He always follows his shots, but I think what he also does, there's such thing as following your pass, right? And he does a good job. He passes it off, but he doesn't then fade out to the three-point line. He then circles right back around and fills the holes for the offensive glass.
Here is Kandahar. Rodriguez with Baker on him.
Another different lineup out here for the Stingers.
We're going to get Baker with the foul in the hole there on the penetration from Rodriguez.
He doesn't want to give the ball up. There's Jordan Baker right now, but an interesting five out there. I told you I liked the look of Baker and Posthumous out there together, and now you have Vivier, Mosley, and Mukama. There's a little bit of everything on the floor right now for the Stingers. As you look at that, they called it on the ground, I thought.
It looks like Rodriguez will head to the line. And to your point, you've seen both of these teams throughout the windows, and you talked before about the style of play differences. Have you seen those styles of play maybe come a little tighter here tonight than in the earlier windows?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the Stingers understanding how Cangrejeros plays. They've not only played them 2 times, they've also been able to watch hours of tape. And the same way that we say that Cangrejeros, like, they play a certain way, they do what they do, they know what they want to do, makes it a little bit easier to scout them as well. The execution is the big difference maker, and that is why they say it's decided between the lines. You can game plan and everything you want. When it comes down to it, you need to execute that game plan.
Now Jose Rodriguez into the game for Sosa. Mosley, look inside, Mukama. Spins baseline, cut off. Now goes back inside, then tucks it underneath. High skill play by J.D. Mukama.
You know, that's not really his game, and if he can add that type of post play, that would be impressive.
Rodriguez, Angel Rodriguez, takes a screen from Jefferson. Tucked that one on his hip, actually, might have gotten away with one, but turns it over anyway. Stingers up the floor quickly, and Mosley, there's no foul call. I have no idea how that is not called. Baker follows up his miss, and with the right hand puts it home. Timeout, Cangrejeros.
I love when the refs allow them to play. I'm shocked that that wasn't a whistle one way or another.
We're going to look at it right here. There is Mosley.
I think it's because it was such a 50-50 call. The refs didn't want to go either way, right?
That's a really good point. From our angle, it was tough to see it, but now you see that replay. Great job by our crew, as always. And here you get a look at that Baker follow. And the right hand drops home. Cangrejeros now down 3, calls the timeout.
Jordan Baker just continuing.
¿Sí o no? Vamos para el poste con Devon. ¿Sí? Algo que ya se sepan para que no se pierdan. Vuelvo de nuevo. Pase a Emi. Pase a Emi. Ángel se va. Moni. Gastón. Lean down. The first one of the game. Yeah. Emi juega. Si no, tengo a Moni saliendo. ¿Está bien? Si no te la dio, Emi, salte para poder coger a Gastón cerca. Vamos.
Here we go, here we go.
My Spanish isn't very good. I'm not going to pretend that it is, but back to the point about calm. And you listen to Coach Rios, very calm. They're down 3. It's been a back and forth game, very entertaining game. but just we're good. And I didn't hear, I mean, I don't understand Spanish enough to know that he said that, but the tone tells me what I need to know.
And it's all in the eyes. If you look at his team tuned in, just looking right at him, and they come out and just play that same way. It's you know, basketball, I know they say soccer is the beautiful game, but basketball has beauty as well, especially on the international stage.
Now they get Jefferson on McCama. He quickly recognizes that mismatch, goes right to the hole, and good job there by McCama. Just holds him up so that neither player falls.
Immediately, Jordan Baker comes over to have a little pep talk with McCama, saying, hey, if you're in a situation like this, what you need to do, on cue, in comes Travis Daniels.
You see that sportsmanship, both players knowing nothing intentional there by McCama. Posmus will check out. As you said, Daniels back in. And Jefferson, who feels like he's got footprints at that free throw line by how many times he's been there tonight.
He doesn't have to look down and find the nail. He knows exactly where it is.
He knows where it is. He just looks at where his shoe prints are. Hits the first.
So that's 12 free throws for Jefferson. The Stingers are 8 of 11 from the line as a team.
Nice move by Mosley, a little strong nose. He had to rush that one off the window. Now a bit of a trap on Jefferson, but he gets the pass up ahead to Gaston, and that's going to be a right arm as he knows it too. He just lost his footing a little bit, and that right arm just extended. Easy call for the officials.
And you have to give it up to J.V. McCama. It's one thing when you're built like Jordan Baker to step in to draw a charge, but J.V. McCama, he's going to feel that. He's going to feel it on his chest. He's going to feel it when he hits the ground, on his wrist, on his elbow, and he's going to feel it tomorrow morning, but he's still willing to put his body on the line for his team.
Well, here's the thing. If you look at the rosters, both players, McCama and Baker, listed at 6'8", 203. I'll just leave that there.
Yeah.
Here is Jones. Right down Main Street. And this is the kind of game Jamal Jones can play. He's not always relied on as a high-end offensive producer, but he's proven for Jermaine Small in the past with the Stingers he can. And he struggled last weekend, but he's been important tonight for Edmonton.
Yeah, I think, you know, this is pride, right? He knows that he didn't shoot it well down there. You know, previously didn't get an awful lot of burn. The last time out, he wants to come out and prove that he can get it done, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Knocks down the first. .5 points a game, 4.3 assists for the Stingers in their 2021 championship season. Angel Rodriguez. The Stingers show zone here. Get it to the middle to Jefferson. Kicks it to the corner. Nearly stripped by Baker. And again, nice soft touch by Cangrejeros. And we're knotted up at 76.
Can't ask for much more than this, Doug.
Jones swings it over to Baker. Inside, Daniels up pass a little high. Nice job defensively by Cangrejeros, and here's Angel Rodriguez. Thought about a three, he'll step back now, Daniels on him. They force a lot of switches too, do Cangrejeros. Nice work inside as Jefferson splits between Baker and Duvivier. Jefferson late getting back down the floor, Duvivier, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Malcolm Duvivier. He thinks that Andahar was inside the arc, but I don't think he was. Gonna look right there, and he certainly was not. Well planted. And the charge will go on Duvivier.
Did slide that left foot over at the last second, but you know, definitely was planted there with the right. You know, could be another, you know, I don't want to say a makeup call, but just the way the feeling's going in the game. There's a lot going on the other end that isn't getting whistled, and sometimes that can affect things on the other end a little.
3:40 to go. Jose Rodriguez to Jefferson. Lukama trying to deny Rodriguez the ball. They love to work that two-man game, and there's that bounce pass, a no-look bounce pass to Clemente, but Clemente could not get to the spot. And another turnover forced by Edmonton. Now Jones will slow it down for the Stingers. Baker sets a screen for Jones, then rolls to the rim. Jones can't find him. Now Baker inside position. Held up, gets it back, corner, Lukama goes!
What a huge shot by J.V. McConnell.
Big triple there for Edmonton. They're up 79-76.
Told you he liked the rims here at Winsport.
Rodriguez calling for a screen from Jefferson. Now pulls up for a three. That one well short, zipped up ahead. Baker to Daniels. Nice strip by Rodriguez. They're so good defensively in transition. Our Cangrejeros always men in orange back.
Yeah, and that was a clean strip. That's something he's done a million times before. Let's take a look at McConnell to beat the clock as well. He is feeling it right now for the Stingers. A completely different player when he is playing with this sort of confidence.
He and Jamal Jones teammates with the Ryerson Rams for 2 seasons. So familiarity in lots of different places with this Edmonton team. Tons of familiarity with Cangrejeros. Baker to the rim. Nice block by Jefferson.
He's got a look on his face saying, no, you can't bring that at me. And such a good job at keeping his body away. That is a clean block in every way you could describe it.
Got the left hand, and timeout called by Edmonton. 2:24 to go, 3-point lead for the Stingers, who have certainly had a better second half against Cangrejeros than they did a week ago. We'll listen in on Jermaine Small.
Hey, I'm the release on offense. You're denied. Fucking Jefferson, don't guard.
If they go zone, try. Where's the ball? This side?
No, this side. Look at the ball.
Right here? Okay, the ball's here. Trout, you're here. Baker, here. JV. Actually, Jeff, I want you to inbound the ball. Don't take the 5-second call before the turnover, live ball turnover, if we can't get it in. All right? Actually, you know what? Jones inbounded, JV here. Steffi, stay right here. They go zone. Pin that in, Trent. Duck and take that. Jones, throw it over the top to him. Yeah. If we go man, Trav, you're here. Baker, JV, Stucky there. JV curls, get Jordan open. Jordan, get over here. Right? Jones, stop. In here. Screen the pot. Screen there. Get open. Yo, Jordan, I think you get the ball bootlegged. Go.
So, Coach Tom, are we going to see Cangrejeros come out in zone or man?
I mean, when it comes down, I think what you're going to see is you're going to see some pressure and probably drop back into his zone. I mean, when it comes down to it, one thing I wanted to point out was the rebounds, okay? Jordan Baker, we mentioned 15 points, 17 boards, 7 offensive, and they're +4 on the offensive glass.
Yeah. And this is a team that rebound margin coming into this one to -7 for the Stingers. Cangrejeros a +1.2. Long three for Mosley will not go, but
great tap out.
Nice tap out, as you said, Jason, to Jamal Jones. 8 on the shot clock.
They're switching
Daniels.
right now.
Baseline finds Baker cutting. Nicely done by Travis Daniels to find Baker.
2 guys who know each other very well, and you can see it right there.
And a foul called against Edmonton. That's going to go on Lukama. And that is going to send Cangrejeros to the line. So not really where you want to be taking fouls.
mentioned earlier that the Stingers had done a good job kind of not taking those sort of fouls. And as you mentioned, not good time, not good spot for that. Just have to hope that is exactly what would happen.
Andahar 79% free throw shooter through the first 2 windows. Well short on that second one. Rebound into the hands of Edmonton. Under 2 minutes to go. Edmonton 5-point lead. Jones with Sosa on him. No one comes to Baker. He'll step back, jumper, a little strong. Rebound, Daniels, nicely done. Off the window and in. 7-point Edmonton lead. Daniels tips it to himself.
What a great time for Travis Daniels to get out his lunchbox and get it done on the offensive glass.
Andahar. That jumper won't go. Rebound by McCama. Team rebounding has been key here tonight for Edmonton.
Stingers have the momentum on their side. This is a massive possession.
Screen, but Jones goes the other way, and then to the rim and the foul! Jamal Jones uses the Nakama screen as a decoy. Edmonton with their largest lead of the game.
Jamal Jones has played with a reckless abandon in this game, taking it at Cangrejeros every chance he gets, and just had a moment to himself sitting there on the floor. Just a massive and one that could have sealed this for the Stingers. Still got some time to play, but that is a massive, massive and one.
9-point lead, and you can see on the faces of Cangrejeros something we may not have seen all night. I mean, we've talked a lot about just being a very confident team, and they look like that might have been a dagger. But as you said, Jason, lots of time left for a team that can score quickly. And we'll listen in on the Cangrejeros timeout.
Ángel la va a traer Philly de igual forma. Ahorita lo hicimos y nos dio resultado cuando involucramos en la cortina. No se desesperen a coger un tiro rápido. Cuando pasa a mitad de cancha, coger tiro rápido. Pero son de alto por ciento, tenemos que cogerlo con calma. Porque si no, tiro rápido acá es lo mismo que un tenovel. Porque ellos van a hacer canasta al otro lado. Se fue. Que Ángel juegue ahí en la cortina, ahí, ataca el canasto con la cancha abierta. El que va a rolear contigo es de él. No, estás aquí tú. Sí, la tiene. Te saca. Sí, te la da a ti. Y él se va, se fue la cortina ahí, para que tú juegues con la cortina de ahorita. Sí, para que salga. Ahora, si tú ves que es el 21, no, para que se vaya directo.
So there you heard, again, the calm demeanor of Ivan Rios. But he knows his team's got a bit of an uphill battle. Jamal Jones heading to the free throw line here. Chance to give Edmonton their first double-digit lead. Neither team has had a double-digit lead here so far tonight. And they have just that, 86-76. Edmonton up now on Cangrejeros. Rodriguez. Look for that pass in behind, and that's going to be a kick ball.
Good eye by the official.
So I saw he is calling a kick ball, but I didn't see where that happened. In fairness, the official, I didn't see it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. I just didn't. It looked like that ball just went right out of bounds. Andahar, hard work against Baker, and then he rips it off of Travis Daniels.
Really good defense by Baker. He has led in every aspect, and it's, you know, two OG Stingers who have brought it in this game, in Jones and Baker, both ends of the floor.
Was cut by Andahar on that baseline inbound. And that's what Cangrejeros needs. Chance to earn some points with the clock stopped.
They are going to extend this game as long as they can. Plus minus does mean a lot in this tournament and this group stage. Now the Stingers aren't necessarily going to find themselves possibly in that sort of tie break, but Cangrejeros definitely can.
First one goes for Andahar. Cangrejeros coming into this game a plus 58. Esteli plus 14. Edmonton a minus 72. Mosley now with the ball in his hands, and he'll draw the foul on Sosa, who let some time tick off the clock before the foul came.
We knew coming into this game that this was the best Stingers team on paper thus far through 3 windows, and they have played exactly that way in this game. They've played with a different swagger, a different confidence. While that game was hanging in the balance there, they withstood that little storm that Cangrejeros threw their way, and very, very impressed with what this Edmonton Stingers squad has been able to do against a seasoned Cangrejeros team that has played a number of games together. I cannot understate how huge of a win this may be for the Stingers.
Mosley up ahead. Daniels with the flush and the exclamation point for the Edmonton Stingers. Jefferson, 3, keeps them in it. Calmly, 2-possession game now, 90-84, and now the ball in Baker's hands, and they'll get the foul on him with 20.8 to go. But Jefferson, who has done everything tonight for Cangrejeros, does it again with that corner triple.
Just seen too much international basketball to know that this game is not quite done, and especially when you talk about the Canadian national team on the international stage, there has been some heartbreak. Again, this isn't a Canadian national team, but it's a Canadian team on the international stage. So I'm just tempering expectations up there right now.
Baker makes it a 3-possession game with that first free throw. This is the second. Good hustle by Nakama. Nearly got that rebound, but it will be Cangrejeros' ball, 19.7. And defensive substitution, DeVivier comes in for Jermaine Small. Timeout, Cangrejeros, as they trail by 7. Nakama down, getting some work on that left calf. Yeah, just maybe a cramp, not sure by the way he grabbed it.
It looked like it was a cramp the way that Jordan Baker came over. Man, we talked about he's a secondary coach and does all these other things. Also steps in as a trainer.
Yeah, well, it's...
The stat line for Baker, 18, 17, and 5 assists. Nobody on this Stingers squad in the BCLAs has been able to come to that since Trishan Burrell, one of the American imports.
Stay down. Don't foul. Don't get lifted. And as soon as shot goes up, go hit somebody with the rebound with 2 hands. All right? Jordan inbound it, try, and the top of people line, go get Joe, people line, and you guys are sitting. Yeah, come up. Be strong on the ball at the foul. All right? Just one stop in the rebound. Let's go.
And it will be Cangrejeros ball with Rivera to inbound. Alex Campbell back in for Jermaine Small. For Cangrejeros, it's Rodriguez, Sosa, Andahar, Jefferson, and Rivera. Sosa gets it back. Baker on him. Long 3 goes. Isaac Sosa. Huge 3 for Cangrejeros. 91-87. Edmonton needs to get the ball in. They finally do, and Jones given a lane up the floor. No foul. And now they do get Daniels. Cangrejeros thought they'd gotten Jones earlier. I would agree with them. I think they did. No foul came, and Edmonton able to kill off probably another 3-4 seconds.
You knew Cangrejeros was not going to go away, and they have not rolled over in this game. But the Stingers, got to give credit where credit is due. They have stayed within themselves and have played the game they need to play. And Travis Daniels has stepped up here in the fourth quarter, doing what he needs to do. That big dunk, nice putback off the offensive glass, and now some big shots from the charity stripe.
They'll take 2 threes from Cangrejeros. Jefferson may not even get a shot off. He does not. And that's the final. The Edmonton Stingers keep their hopes alive to get to the final 8 with an impressive 93-87 win over Cangrejeros. That was a heck of a basketball game. Both teams really went at it tonight.
What a great piece of basketball entertainment for the crowd here in Calgary. They were on the edge of their seats throughout the game, supporting a team, again, that is not from this city and living and dying with every possession. What an outstanding game. And the Edmonton Stingers picked an amazing time to put together the best game of their BCLA's tournament against the Cangrejeros team that, heading into this one, was top of the table in Group A.
As you quickly look at the stats before we wrap up, anything that stands out here tonight based on, I mean, you talked about Jordan Baker moments ago in terms of the numbers. I mean, he made a huge difference and just seemed to give Jermaine Small another weapon that he knows that he can put into the lineup on a pretty consistent basis.
Well, you have to give it up to the coaching staff. They came up with a very, very good plan, especially defensively. They held Angel Rodriguez, Ramon Clemente to a combined 3 of 11. They allowed, we mentioned, Davin Jefferson had a great game, but they said, okay, we'll live with that. And the players, to a man, executed this game plan. That was just great basketball.
That's going to do it for us here tonight. A 93-87 win for the Edmonton Stingers over Cangrejeros. You can tune in tomorrow night. Cangrejeros will take on Real Esteli at 7:30 Mountain Time right here at Winsport Arena in Calgary. And then Wednesday night, the Edmonton Stingers back on this same floor as they will take on Real Esteli. On behalf of Jason Tom, Jamie Tan, and our whole wonderful crew, thanks so much for tuning in from wherever you've watched tonight. The Stingers, a 6-point win over Cangrejeros. Good evening from Calgary.